Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, aka with our kids. 2 sleeps till Christmas. Today we're talking about monthly payments, Kazakhstan growing in its manufacturing, and Simon Sinek on how to lead Gen Z. Kyle, I have a child who is Gen Z. I have more than one child who's Gen Z. Actually, I have 3 Gen Zers. What are the years here?
Gen Z years.
We're going to start off with the hard-hitting news on the Automotive State of the Union this morning. Who is actually Gen Z?
Alpha starts 2013, so 97 to 2012.
I have 3 Gen Zers.
Yes,
and 1 Gen Alpha.
I got Trip on the Alpha.
Trip Alphas?
Trip Alphas. There you go.
Yes. Okay,
I don't even know about Gen Z.
Just see me out. Yeah, right. He's like, I'm a millennial. I have Alphas. Gen Z is the mystery generation. Oh, man, it's such a fun time of year because everything is ramping up and winding down all at the same time.
And the colors of our backgrounds have changed for the Christmas season. Look at us.
I've noticed this. We have red and green. We're festive, but this like going into the end of the year in our industry is like a big high energy, like closing out the year, pushing the last things across the line. And then you go home and it's high energy. Kids are pumped. There's travel. There's too much food and too many calories. It's kind of like stimulus overload last 10 days of the year.
It is stimulus overload. I mean, and if you're at a dealership right now, it's all guns pointed at last week of the year. Everybody's gearing up. Appointments are getting set. People are talking about the deals that are going to be had, and it's ready to go. I would say to the industry partners, like, be ready for the support tickets because everybody's going to be keyed up. You know what I mean?
Come. We're excited because starting the day after Christmas on the 26th, this Friday, we are starting our 2026 strategy sessions. And basically, we've gone around to get some of the closest operators we know who are doing an amazing job in different areas to provide for you every day a little drip feed of kind of a little 2025 wrap up, but mostly how to approach the 2026 year. We have Brian Benstock on the 26th, Liza Borches on Monday, the 29th, then Brian Kramer, Steve Greenfield, Damon Lester. We're throwing in our little year in review on January 1st. So we have a full week of some amazing content coming your way. So make sure you subscribe to the audio podcast. If you're watching this online, like go to Spotify so you can listen to it, when the family's over that you don't really want to be talking to, like a little podcast in the air. We'll keep you in a good mood if that's how you roll. Or you just subscribe, go follow us on LinkedIn, follow More Than Cars on LinkedIn. And we'll make sure everything's posted there so we can talk about it. And a Sodu, actually, right? It's going to be live streamed on a Sodu, and we do the collaboration thing. Speaking of collaborators, we want to thank our sponsor of today's show and all this month, Mia. Don't leave your late night callers hanging. Give Mia a call. Every dealership has one customer who will sit on hold forever, which is sweet, but also pretty sure that's not the loyalty metric you want to measure. This is where Mia comes in, your dealership's 24/7 AI super employee built by car people, for car people. No menus, no script. No, press 2 for anything. In under 2 seconds, she's already helping, checking inventory, booking appointments, and integrating into 35 plus dealer systems so everything stays clean and connected, because somewhere out there, a customer is still trapped in a Christmas phone tree. And don't let that be yours. You like that? You like what I did with the Christmas phone tree part of that?
Don't trap them in a Christmas phone tree.
No, those things are super flammable.
Super flammable. And they get sap all over you, No customers need flammable
This time of year, you've had it up for a few weeks, so like they're really dry. My neighbor is a firefighter, and he's got Christmas tree stories that you don't want to hear.
Oh, I can.
So make sure your PSA. If you didn't get your Christmas tree from Costco like I did, make sure you water that thing.
There you go.
I mean, you could water the Costco one too, but it's probably going to rust out the base.
All right, get into
practical tips.
Get out of here.
As new car prices have climbed 33% since 2021. That is staggering. Affordability slipping out of reach for many. Buyers are stretching loan terms to 8, 9, or even 10 years now, trading that short-term relief for some long-term debt. Average new vehicle price broke $50,000 this fall, up from $38,000 in 2020. Can you imagine the average new car price being $38K? It seems like an ancient memory. Monthly payments now average $760. Rising prices, higher interest rates are kind of fueling defaults a little bit more than typical. 1/3 of buyers now take loans out of at least 72 months, some exceeding 100 months, especially on pickups.
I mean,
those things are
$100,000
so
work
expensive.
trucks, like it is what it is.
Automakers lowering prices and leaning into base trims. Ford Maverick jumped 76% in November sales. Here's a quote from David Keller, a Dodge Jeep dealer in Pennsylvania. Says, quote, "We don't have a $300 monthly payment any longer in new vehicles." They're gone.
They're gone. I do want to shout out Brian Benstock. You're going to want to watch his episode or listen to his episode on Friday. He's keyed in on some things that some of the manufacturers are making sure are still available in the $25,000 to $35,000 price point and interest rate and loan terms to keep customers coming in for new cars. But this is still, it's a staggering number. I think that this is an extension of the bifurcated market where there is a significant part of the market that can afford and will buy the more expensive vehicles as EVs, as premium Highlines are coming into the market. But I still think that there's a place for the inexpensive vehicles. Yes, $300 payments, it doesn't happen. Maybe on leases, but that's a $15,000 to $20,000 vehicles. That ship sailed a whole long time ago. So, get over it.
What did I just see over the weekend? I was watching football. Oh, Honda Civic lease. It was one of those 0 down, 0%, 0 payment first month, 0% interest. It was, I was like, dang, Ben Stock's going to be selling some Civics. That man knows how to move an affordable vehicle. Did he?
I'm telling you, watch on Friday. He's talking about them Civics.
Yeah, I mean, this is talking about the guy who became the #1 Prologue dealer in the country in New York City. He goes, he was joking. He goes, yeah, we were going to run a campaign like, each one comes with a 600-foot extension cord. You run it from your apartment down the building. That's I know. I don't have a segue. I really wanted to. This story is super fun for us because we were recently in the country of Kazakhstan in October. We have a ton of content that we're going to be releasing about our time there. But when we saw the story this morning, we wanted to put it in because we have very firsthand experience with what's going on here. Kazakhstan's auto sector is on a record-breaking run through the first 11 months of 2025. Production already topped full year total from the last year, from 24, signaling rising demand and growing sophistication in local manufacturing. Nearly $4 billion in output. It's becoming a major economic engine in Central Asia. From January to November, they built 146,163 vehicles, valued at $3.9 billion, 15.7% jump over 2024. November alone set a record. Auto manufacturing now making up 41% of the country's entire machine building sector, up from 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, they're making quite the play. Growth was led by Allure, 79,000 units. They have plants, Hyundai plant, and I'm trying to think of what other plant they have. But what's the other? My brain is jumbling the companies right now. Because
you got Allure, you got Astana, and then I'm missing the third major one. But there's 3 major ones that are in the country, and they are vertically integrated: manufacturer, distributor, dealer.
So when we were there, we visited Astana Motors and Mr. Smugulov and what he's built into that company. And actually, he's more of a nation builder than a car builder, but he's a heck of a car builder. We toured a factory. Nathan, throw the photos up. We got to view this factory. These are our pictures, by the way. If you're looking, this is not like a stock photo. This is Kyle and I snapping photos as we were able to tour the newest factory in the country. This factory makes 3 different makes on one assembly floor.
No, 3 Chinese makes 12 models in a single factory. Absolutely.
Do you have any more pictures to scroll through, or do you got that one? All right, we have a lot of video of this, so we don't have, but that's the floor. There we are riding around in the go-kart with Mr. Smugulov with our safety gear on. This is actually a picture we snapped on the way by. They were, and I believe this station is where they were training the welding robots how to weld before they actually put them on.
Yeah, because we were only there when it was open like a month. They had barely run any vehicles through it at that point. So
I think the relevance of this is that the automotive industry is a vital component of culture in that country.
Any nation's culture and economic fortitude.
And it's growing there. We were able to play a part into helping train and educate on how to talk about the auto industry as just that, because that's what it is. And a lot of similar problems that we have here. Like people look at car dealers and the auto industry with a little bit of skepticism for different reasons, though. Interestingly enough, and we'll talk about those more. But the reality is, More Than Cars mindset is alive and well across the world, and it's fun to be a part of it and get to talk about it here today.
Yep.
Speaking of talking about it, things. Oh man, go ahead. I'm not even going to segue this.
Simon Sinek and Gary Ridge talked about some stuff on a recent podcast, taking aim at the lazy Gen Z stereotype. They argued that Gen Z's workplace demands are less about entitlement and more about rational response to broken corporate trust. Simon Sinek said Gen Z's need for upfront value stems from growing up in a world with no loyalty from the company, the broad company. Ridge, the former WD-40 CEO, agrees leaders must build trust and ditch outdated performance-based models. Both advocate for regular coaching check-ins over once-a-year reviews, saying Gen Z doesn't want delayed recognition. They want feedback, growth, and transparency right now. Ridge said, I don't want to wait 364 days for you to tell me what I should have done better.
Oh, I could agree with this more.
Let's go.
I hate annual reviews. I hate giving them. I haven't gotten one in a long time. And the reason I hate giving them is because if that's your whole model of feedback, like, what are you going to correct something somebody did 9 months ago?
And you can't package all of a year into that.
You got to celebrate something they did a year ago and be like, wow, you did a great job. And like, so I agree. We fully adopt that, and try to be like more direct feedback, more small meetings. That's why we have Michael Cirillo as our chief of staff with an intentional responsibility to move the people in the organization forward, to help personal growth and professional growth be aligned and be something that we practice on a regular basis, not an annual basis. You know what's funny about this? Saying that the stereotype of lazy Gen Z. It's like I'm the last year of Gen X, and they called Gen X lazy.
Oh, they've called.
They called millennials lazy.
Every 2 generations ahead of the generation entrant always calls the generation entrant into the marketplace lazy. It is wrong and dumb,
but predictable.
And I will never say it.
But
it
predictable.
Is so predictable of every generation that is in the graduating workplace environment. No. The generation just has different expectations based on their worldview that was created on how to work. It doesn't mean they're lazy. It just means that there's a different way of approaching that generation. And really, it is a macro. There's a macro influence of that, because the rising generation, both in the economic and workplace sense, is typically the generation that sets the tone for the rest of culture, especially now in the technological age. So watch out for that to like bleed over. And it just is a way of working, and just work within it. Stop calling people lazy.
There are lazy people in every generation.
And there are lazy people in every generation still in the market, in the workplace today.
Without a doubt. If you have time to call people lazy, guess what?
I'll
let you finish that sentence. I'll let you finish that sentence on your own. Do something to fix the world. Do something to make it better. You can do that in the auto industry. Listen, everyone, have a great holiday week.